quite well. I was wondering actually as well whether we were going to see the Frostfire Gauntlet Senna, which we're obviously not because it is Glacial Augment. Whereas normally if you went Frostfire Gauntlet, you would take Grasp of the Undying.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about this. If Yasuo and Yone can be called cringe brothers, then Seraphine and Senna are just the cringe sisters, in my opinion. This is something that we should talk about. These champions, when paired with each other, create many situations that could be considered potentially unhealthy for the game.
Yeah.
The healing is just out of this world. It used to be even better before the Seraphine changes and the Moonstone Manure changes. Now it's it's a little bit more in line with the rest of the pack, but
it's still very strong. It is still incredibly strong, I think is fair to say.
And you have to consider, like, you have to wonder what does Invul want to do in this game?
Yes.
Because if they just try and go for like the kind of want to say just
let's scale and
verbal
pray.
agreement. Let's
oh god, no, you can't bring verbal agreements back into UNL, Dabis. Come on. Do you not remember what happened?
Handshake. We can both scale, but I think personally, Overall Aquarium just comes out better in that exchange.
Do you not remember what happened in the verbal agreements, Dabis? You can't bring that back.
I mean, I've been there. We've all been there. We saw what happened.
Gives me shivers remembering it. Oh, but how broken are Astro Smurfs, really?
Okay. Okay, I guess, we mentioned verbal agreement. We have to mention another Season 2 meme.
Hey, exactly. We have to go back through all the old memes. Junglers starting with counter jungling, actually. Christian Simeone starting in the top side of Invul. And Ezzy gonna do the exact same, take his blue buff and his Gromp, and then he's gonna go for his own
gonna run into Olaf
side. Yeah, could we see a potential kill here on 0-3 Junior? But SS Friendship getting jumped on as well. Teasms and Christian gonna go from the flash away from the Ornn. Is gonna be enough barrier forced out in the mid lane as well. So it
Seraphine,
is. No, go on.
Seraphine had to blow barrier, and she's forced out of lane. But this also means that Ezzy is not going to go for that invade.
He does get the Raptors. He does get the Raptors, but doesn't get them. Loses all of his top side, though. So it is a net win for the Aquarium. SS Friendship not actually forced out of lane, though. Which, as we look at things, is obviously going to be nice for him. It's more gold, it's more XP. And Ornn typically able to sustain himself a little bit easier. Grasp of the Undying going to be really nice for him to get some regen as well.
Yeah, in this kind of tank v tank matchup, Cho'Gath is usually favored, but Ornn can deal with it a little bit easier than others, just because he has that ability to just get items without going to base. He also has pretty forgiving mana costs on top of that.
And Yuri Undertones just going to drop the cage and walk away. Interesting to note, does have the Dark Harvest on this Vigar, compared to what we saw last game from JJ Robinson.
Okay, now Invul, we're trying to look for something, but yeah.
Not quite going to be able to find any.
Not quite. The Awful Aquarium were very much not overextended at that point in time.
And
so it just amounts to nothing.
Big CS lead starting to build actually in this top lane for SS Friendship.
Yeah, SS Friendship is a very good laner. We've seen that time and time again. You can build up these CS leads. even on a tank versus tank matchup, he's doing well.
Yeah, trading pretty evenly. I mean, CS across the board actually favoring Invul. There is a small gold lead starting to grow, only about 150 to 200 gold. So it's nothing to write home about, nothing to scream from the rooftops, but is potentially, well, it's just worth noting, really.
Yeah,
Teasm's going to be backing. S's Friendship might look to stop this recall, though. And does. It's another very slow early game.
Yeah, that's basically what we signed up for when we saw these two team comps.
That is very true.
It's basically on the junglers to try and find some kind of play somewhere, but it's really going to be hard for the Olaf, in my opinion.
Mm. And the Olaf falling slightly behind, about one and a half camps down. Teasm's taking a big chunk, forced to flash away though, after the Bellows Breath and the Brittle auto attack from SS Friendship. Really exerting some pressure in this lane. Ezzy moving up as well. The Call of the Forge God comes through. Teasm's is tagged, and he's just going to go down. SS Friendship picks up the first kill of the game. Christian Simeone now looking to turn something around, maybe get some of those orbs. But he's getting baited into an Olaf, flashes away, and he should be able to get himself out. Ghost is popped by Ezzy. Undertow comes through. Can he connect another axe? No, it just goes wide. Ezzy can't quite find it. Tanks a bunch of tower shots in return. And perfect start, really, for Invul, finding the first blood for their top laner.
Okay. Yeah, that is very good. SS Friendship actually getting a solo kill in a matchup like this just speaks volumes to how good of a player he actually is.
Mm.
And also, the Olaf almost getting that second kill very close. Yeah, that's one way to build up a gold lead, but obviously just Oren being ahead doesn't really mean all that much. But okay, here comes another gang.
Zero Through Jr. going to get boxed in, dodges out on the cage. They're really, really nicely done. The Primordial Burst not going to have quite enough with the barrier coming through again for the Seraphine. But it's good. They're putting on a lot of pressure on the solo lanes here for Off-Roll Aquarium in this early game.
Yeah, it's nice to see Ezzy being active, finally securing some advantages for his team. Not going to start Dragon, though, just yet.
No. Doesn't really have much bot lane priority.
Yeah, that's the one problem that we're dealing with. Also, Christian Simeone's actually close by.
Both junglers looking towards this bot lane, potentially.
Yeah, it could happen, though Fresh has the Lantern to hold Jinx to safety. The gank does occur, so I think it's quite hard for both.
Olaf is here and is ready to go. Weebly walking forward aggressively. Zap connects, as does the hook onto Brother Crow. Flay doesn't quite bring them back into the Flame Chompers, but does catch both. Is very, very nice to see. Eternal Ether dropping low. The Undertow going to come through. The Super Mega Death Rocket finding it, though. Judgy Rocks picking up the second kill for Invul. Ezzy going to face check into Christian Simeone here, most likely, though. No, just drops the ward, spots the Kane out, walks away. Invul 2-0. Nearly 1,000 gold already is the lead.
Yeah, as he keeps cashing in on these opportunities that are presented to him and Invul, and now this Dragon is going to be the follow-up. This is very good for Invul, but
very, very impressive start here.
Not out of the woods just yet, as Off-Roll Aquarium are going to try and steal this one.
And Christian Simeone going to manage it. Gives his life in return, though, which short-term benefit, definitely agree. I think getting that dragon, stealing that one away, very much what you need to be doing if you are Christian. But giving over the kill gives over so much more gold. It's going to make the next few minutes for fights a little bit awkward here, potentially. As the Forge God again called in the top lane. Teasing under some serious pressure. SS Friendship! It's just lane kingdom everywhere the man goes. Grasp of the Undying to finish it off. Get me that extra health. And what is happening to Off-Roll Aquarium?
Sound the horn, because Orn is having a party in the top lane. This Cho'Gath clearly cannot deal with the Season 10 damage that's coming his straight on his face.
This is just a little bit lane kingdom here for Invul. the hook not quite going to find Brother Crow. Christian
Yeah,
Simeone
obviously,
taking away the blue buff.
you have to remember though, it's just top lane, and I
Mm.
mean, obviously, Ornn, as we've already seen, he
Oh,
deals damage, but
Christian.
oh my, no way.
The Umbral Trespass going to come through. SS Friendship flashes out of the turret to pull Christian further away, but the Cho'Gath is now around, so SS Friendship not going to look too much further, but Ezzy is now here. Super Mega Death Rocket, is it going to find the Kane? No, not quite. I got excited. I got excited for a minute then.
This is just another 1v2. Christian Simeone getting pulled up just to help his top player survive the lane, and SS Friendship is like, I'm chilling. I'm absolutely fine
SS
with
Friendship
everything that's happening. Shades of Blazicus, rest in peace. As we see the top planer just completely shrug off the 1v2 gank attempt. This is.
And we wondered how this lane swap. We wondered how this lane swap would affect Invul, and it seems that they are taking this in their stride, and they look perfectly comfortable in this alignment.
And Invul just have to keep this going. Obviously, the loss of the Ocean Drake hurts, and it buys Awful Aquarium that additional time that they so sorely need right now because they are losing out.
They are bleeding. They are bleeding bleeding quite a lot. And yeah, anything you can do to stem it is going to be very much important. Stopping that early soul, not cloud soul, is always going to be very, very nice.
Yeah, right now I would say they are in trouble. Awful Aquarium. Christian Simeone, I think he's still quite far away from his red form.
I don't think I'd say that. Actually, wait, it's a 50 CS difference top lane. Yeah, okay, maybe they are in trouble. Zero Who Jr. stunned up under the back of the turret. Rift Herald going to crash in for 2 plates. Christian now into the mid lane, though. Potentially looking for some kind of 2v2, but not really going to push aggressively for it. I'm curious as to how many stacks Yuri's Vigar is at right now on that passive. Same with the center, actually, for Souls. We do have the double stack. Judgy Rocks caught out, flashes away from the lantern. Not what you want to see. A little bit of a miscommunication in the bot lane. Brother Crow going to get flayed away, but a little bit of a miscommunication there for the Invul bot lane.
Yeah, that's quite costly for Invul.
We could see
has to burn both sums. That is very
we could see a play begin to be set up here towards the bot side. Christian is here, and Teasums does have that teleport available. Ezzy and Christian going to be fighting in the river. Ezzy has to leave as the off-roll bot lane are around, but a beautiful hook from Weebly. I don't know whether you want to be. I don't know who wants to be taking this fight and who doesn't. Weebly going to blast himself away. Ezzy is trapped. Ezzy goes down. Christian finds one, but Yuri over the wall with the snipe, picking up the 1-for-1 onto Brother Crow. Is there going to be any further fighting in this bot side river? It does not look like it. Full retreat from both teams. Ezzy will be alive for the dragon. Last Embrace going to connect on to Yuri, but no further action is required.
Full stacks secured on that Vigar passive in the Q
SS Friendship is here. SS Friendship's here.
Good positioning.
Not going to fire the on horn, though. Not going to blow the on horn.
Yeah. Don't want to take the fight. I think they just want to reset. At least some of them want to reset here before the dragon fight. Oh, but Christian's caught out.
Oh, in his own jungle is SS Friendship versus the world. He is potentially 1 versus 4 here. The Forge God is going to be called, but the Encore is going to interrupt the reactivation, and the shutdown goes onto the Seraphine.
Okay, but he wants time for his team.
Invul going to get this dragon.
You stay, I go. Iron Giant vibes as SS Friendship just tanks 3 people's damage, multiple ultimates. And it actually, it buys enough time for Invul to secure that Mountain Drake. Very important for the team to start stacking those Drakes.
Would definitely be a lot more important if they were able to secure that first Ocean Drake. But unfortunately for them, Christian did happen. So, yeah, it's kind of whatever. But at least they are able to get themselves on the board with a Drake.
And you have to keep track of how well Vigar can scale, obviously, but also Christian Simeone finally hitting that red form.
Yeah, definitely going to be able to sustain through a lot of these team fights. Gordrinker picked up for Ezzy on the other side. Judgy Rock's yet to hit his mythic, but does have the Executioner's calling for some of that healing reduction.
Yeah, we see Christian Simeone trying to get some advantages.
Yeah, going aggressively in towards Ezzy here. Is going to secure the red buff and steal that one away with the smite. Nicely done.
That's big. That gave him level 9.
Yeah, nicely done. There was no smite on the side of Ezzy, so he couldn't just steal that one away. Can we get a look at the center stacks, if that is possible, production?
Oh, cleanse have to be burned.
Oh, wait, I didn't realize Eternal Ether even had cleanse. But yeah, this game is in a pretty weird point, I feel like. I don't know if it's me, but it just feels like this game is in pretty weird of a position.
Still, obviously, Invul are still in a good spot, but we saw shades of what Awful Aquarium could be capable of doing just with that one fight that almost went even better for them than it could have.
But it is still Invul with a slender advantage.
Yeah, obviously, Invul still.
That's the friendship. He's doing it again. Dabis, he's doing it again. Look at the damage from the full tank horn.
Yeah, that is just.
Oh, Ezzy might be looking here into the bot side. Weebly going to catch Brother Crow. Takes the hook, the flay onto the chompers. Weebly getting chunked dangerously low. Is going to fall to Eternal Ether. Brother Crow going to go down to Judgy Rocks, and that Jinx is excited. Knocked up in from the Kayn. Stunned up by the Veigar. Does fall to the Kayn, though, and TP is now going to be channeled by both top laners. Who's going to get there first? Encore goes wide, and the Forge God is called. Estes Friendship knocking 0-3 Hall Jr. up, and the double knock up onto Christian and the Seraphine as well. It's a massive fight for Invul. 3 for 2 so far. Can they push any further forward? Doesn't look like it. But Invul do win the fight, extending the gold lead ever so slightly. And they are really keeping pace with Offer Aquarium.
Yeah, and it really feels like it's off the back of Estes Friendship and Ezzy right now.
Yeah.
Where just they are at the right place at the right time, turning around the fights for their team, or like creating opportunities.
Oh, Yuri Undertones might be in trouble, but his top laner is here. Flashes away. Cage is down. Double knockup comes through from Christian. And the bodyguard Ornn is enough to ward off the Kayn from going any further forward.
Yeah, the Olaf keeps finding the ganks, and I think Invul can attribute their gold lead right now mostly to him, and also as his friendship Link Kingdom. That is still in full effect right now. Although we see a swap.
Essential oils picked up for SS Friendship.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see actually where he decides to go with those Ornn upgrades. What level is it that he gets the first one? I always forget.
I think it should be.
It's either 13 or 14. I can't remember
13.
which. So he will be getting his own Ornn or his own item upgraded on the next level. He's going to be able to clear out these waves very, very easily. Can take a lot of damage from the Senna and the Swain as well. Is pretty stocked up on the old resistances. Hook goes wide. 0-3 Hall Jr. able to just dodge out of that one. Super Mega Death Rocket?
I think Invul were just anticipating a fight.
Oh, Ezzy might be in trouble, though. Is going to get knocked up by the Kayn. Pulled over to the side. Does pop the Ragnarok and is going to be able to just run himself out. Yuri Undertones, though, now caught. Christian hooked, flayed under the tower. Umbral Trespass in onto Weebly, but he is going to be dragged right the way back. Doesn't have turret aggro, though, and does hit the double knock-up shutdown onto Ezzy. That's a third of the fight for off-roll. Brother Crow picking up a double kill for himself. This is where the Aquarium come online. Gold lead equalized, triple kill, well, 3 kills to 0. It's going to be Cloud Drake as well in a gigantic turning point for the Aquarium.
Yeah, this was a perfect example of what this team comp is capable of. Just the Kayn was, it looked like he was on a suicide mission, but then you remember Seraphine shields, Senna heals, his own healing on top of that. There's not really enough damage on the side of Invul to deal with these champions on the other side if we're having a 5v5 fight like this. Invul just
Yeah.
mainly got their gold leads off of...
Oh no, Weebly.
Oh,
No, Weebly. He's rooted up,
overkill.
knocked up, hook onto Eternal Ether, but it's just prolonging the inevitable. Christian Simeone going to find that one. The Locket of the Iron Solari popped as well, but to no real avail. And it's just another kill. It's going to be a turret in the top lane, though, for SS Friendship, and most likely mid lane tower with this Rift Herald, although the Aquarium picking up first turret for themselves in the bot lane, I do believe.
Yeah, Invul not giving up yet. It's nice
No,
to see.
definitely.
They're
It's still a very, very, very close game.
They're still getting advantages elsewhere. They get the outer turrets down in
And
top
actually,
and mid.
in terms of gold value, I think that play might have slightly favored Invul, getting 2 turrets for just the 1 and the kill. Not quite sure how that one works out quite gold-wise, but definitely not a bad trade.
Yeah, this still obviously on a knife's edge.
Yeah, all to play for.
For both teams, but after so many good early game plays from Invul, that I hope that fight wasn't too demoralizing for them.
I completely agree.
Weebly
finding the hook onto Teasums, but you don't really want to be pulling the Cho'Gath in. I'm not sure where Ezzy is in
has a
this
good
fight.
angle.
Does pop the three-man charm. Would be 4 if not for the Ragnarok. The Dawning Shadow going to come across the top as well. Umbral Trespass on Yuri Undertones. The Vigar pops out the Cane. The Primordial Burst really doing the damage. And this is not a favorable fight for Invul, finding a second. Ezzy charging forward. The Viking. He is going on a conquest. Judgy Rocks and Super Mega Death Rocket from downtown. And anything you can do off Roll Aquarium, Invul can do better. 4 for 0 and a Baron at 21.5 minutes.
Wow, this time Off-Roll Aquarium actually go way too far on that play. Christian Simeone thought he could take on 3 or 4 members of Invul, but the answer is no. And even though the Seraphine ult hit 4, Off-Roll Aquarium were not ready with a follow-up, and Invul actually take this fight and the Baron. This is all of a sudden swing
4,000 gold
in their favor.
4,000 gold the lead. Second items picked up now for everyone on this Invul roster. Wormfall and Sacrifice granted to Judgy Rocks as well from the Ornn upgrades. And you got to remember, every level for Ornn is equivalent to an extra 1,000 gold's worth of stats. So what is a 4,000 lead in terms of the raw gold value? You could probably add another 2,000 to that from the Frostfire or the Forgefire Crest and the Wormfall and Sacrifice, the two mythic items that have been upgraded.
Yeah, this Jinx is starting to get scary. Imagine if she gets another item on top of what she already has right here.
We'll give her an Infinity Edge on top of that. I don't
know if Off-Roll Aquarium can actually heal through that. This is...
And they have an Invul. They've played this really, really smart. They've picked up all the necessary healing reduction. They have Chempunk Chainsword on Ezzy. They have the Morellonomicon for Yuri Undertones, Thornmail on SS Friendship. And the Executioner's Calling on Judgy Rocks.
Yes, everyone.
Christian might be slightly caught out. Zap just going to go wide. And yeah, well, you can never have too much with a Seraphine Senna on the other side. Can you ever have too much healing reduction? Especially with a red cane. Yuri Undertones might be caught out, though. Going to be able to cage off Christian so he cannot get in. Another turret picked up by Invul. 3 towers to 1. Gold lead now at 5,000 for Invulnerables.
Yeah, and it looked dicey for Invul for a little while, but then, yeah, that one fight completely turns the tables, and all of a sudden, Off-Roll Aquarium are feeling nervous about this one. Like, how are we supposed to deal with a Jinx that almost is as soon as just going to go completely out of control?
And we did mention before the game, this game has massive implications at both ends of the standings. This is a potential gigantic upset for Invul.
Yeah, a win here would really do wonders for this team as they still try to get into playoffs.
Eternal Winter now picked up for Yuri Undertones as well, a 3rd Ornn upgrade gifted out to the team. Gold lead closed down a little bit, down to about 4,000, but it is Dragon for Invul. 2 dragons apiece. And as this game goes on, who do you favor with the scaling?
I did say I liked Awful Aquarium for a little while, but I wasn't expecting such a huge goal swing in such a short amount of time. If Jinx continues to stay ahead and continue to build up these items at such a high tempo, then I don't think Awful Aquarium have. I mean, it's just the Seraphine ults for initiation. This is something that we have to talk about. Awful Aquarium are actually not that well. They're not that well adjusted.
But with this off-roll Aquarium draft, you'd have to think that they don't want to be playing the team fights with the engage. All they want to do is kite backwards, use the Swain ultimate, use the Demonic Ascension, use the Encore, use the Dawning Shadow, just kite backwards, kite backwards, kite backwards. They want Invul to be engaging on them. The only issue...
Exactly. The issue is they're now forced to walk forward. They cannot kite backwards anymore.
And the only issue is they're not strong enough to survive the initial burst. They have a one-item Cho'Gath. That is their only tank. All Teasums has is that Frostfire Gauntlet. He is nearly 100 CS behind SS Friendship, his counterpart.
Yeah, that's the risk that they're running right now. If Awful Aquarium continue to see ground, then the Jinx hyper carry is...
Jinx is activated. Jinx is
online. Very real threat.
I would not be surprised if we see within the next minute and a half or so, Judgy Rock's recall and complete his Infinity Edge. He is very, very strong. And Off-Roll Aquarium are looking out of sorts, I would say.
Yeah, right now, doesn't look like they know what to do.
Christian Simeone is very dangerous pathing, just about dodges out on the zap.
There is some breathing room for them now that Baron is gone, and there's still some time until that dragon spawns, but obviously...
And SS Friendship, he's going forwards onto Teasums again. This Ornn, 3-item Ornn into a 1-item Cho'Gath.
Yeah, it's not a fair fight.
No. It will never be a fair fight. The Ornn has his ornament. There will never be a fair fight for the rest of this game. Invul just having bigger numbers because of the Ornn. Christian trying to find the flank. Knocks up onto Judgy Rocks. Dawning Shadow coming down, as does the root from the last embrace.
This is it.
Brother Crow flashing forward with the Demonic Ascension. They can't find the Vigar, though. Ezzy falls, as does Yuri. Weebly trying to escape. SS Friendship in the top lane on his own. Having the top laners on their island is what the off-roll Aquarium need. SS Friendship is so massive for this Invul team fight. And we talk about gold swings. It's not back to even, but that's a bloody good way of getting it back towards that way from off-roll Aquarium. Really, really nice engage. Beautiful encore from 03 Hall Jr.
Yeah, that was one lapse of judgment from Invul, honestly. Like, they continue to push forward.
Oh my god, Senna's at 111 stacks.
Okay, that's reckless levels of stacks.
That's a lot of stacks.
That's a lot of stacks. And yeah like I was saying, Awful Aquarium take advantage of the fact that Invul actually wants to go in, wants to push in, and that's where their comp actually shines. And this is just an easy teamfight win for them, and all of a sudden we're looking at mostly an even game state. This is mostly just about which team can actually force fights on their terms.
I know it is still around a 2,000 gold lead for Invul, but this game is so finely balanced on a knife's edge. The Locket the Iron Solari now upgraded for Weebly as well, choosing not to upgrade the Gore Drinker on Ezzy, interestingly. Oh, never mind. Does then instantly upgrade the Gore Drinker as I say that.
Yeah, so it's a full set of upgraded items now.
It's a full set of ornaments. And Invul gonna look to pressure this dragon. Spawning in about 10 seconds. Baron is live though, and it might just be a Baron for dragon trade. Off-roll look to be opting into this, and Invul don't seem to be reacting. They might end up having to give this trade. Weebly and SS Friendship now looking to move, but I don't know if
not the fastest, though. Maybe
I don't know if they can get there in time. Super Mega Death Rocket. Oh, it's so close. 400
that does
HP.
so much damage.
400 HP, and now we're going to see the fight.
Okay, but
Stun comes through, and Forge God catches 4! SS Friendship's huge in the backline. The Encore and the Dawning Shadow doing a lot of work. Their Brother Crow in the front line. Going to find Judge Hero with the explosion on the Demonic Ascension. 1-for-1 so far in the fight. SS Friendship trying to kite back. And can he make it out? Somehow he survives. And it's 2-for-2. 3-for-2 now. Christian and Eternal Ether going off. This Senna is so far online. Eternal Ether. The Umbral Trespass going to find the final kill. It's a quadra kill. Eternal Ether. I may not agree with the fact that you have gone Guinzu's Rageblade, but you do know how to play these team fights. Clean ace in return for 2 kills. This game is delivering on every level.
And this is exactly what, like, Senna is basically just going to run the show from now on. It seems like with the amount of stats that she possesses, it's not really an option for Invul to just run her down because of the range and because of the other champions being in close proximity. We're not just going to let you go in. Like, the Cringe sisters are.
But even following a team fight like that, I still feel like the next team fight decides this game, and it could very well go either way. This game can genuinely still go to either side.
I want to be optimistic for Invul, but
Christian,
for me it looked like it actually was one of the better team fight initiations that they've had, and it still went so far in favor of off-roll, with Senna getting 4 kills in that exchange, which is not something you want to see.
Friendship.
No, not like this.
Why would you not take the lantern? Just take the lantern. Weebly's probably fuming right now, but just
this is the breaking point.
Yeah.
This is the breaking point where Senna is just allowed to outrange any champion in this game. And this is where things get scary.
And I mentioned it. I criticize Senna players for building Guinzu's Rageblade because once you reach 100 stacks, it's more efficient to go Infinity Edge. Forge got called and it's going to go wide. Not going to find Brother Crow at all. But yeah, 100 souls. Infinity Edge Senna is just more efficient. So I don't really know why Eternal Ether's opted for the Guinzu's path, but it's whatever. It's fair enough. It's still good. Ezzy's getting absolutely destroyed, and he's just going to fall to the Dawning Shadow. No, the Locket, the Iron Solari are going to keep him alive, just barely. But now SS Friendship is the one under fire, and that Ornn is so tanky. Encore going to come through, catches 2, and Yuri Undertones charmed forward with his teammate. Oh, the Kane knockup hits 4, and it's going to be all she wrote. Invul, it was a valiant effort. It was a beautiful, beautiful attempt. But I think that might just be all she wrote right there.
And the scaling finally kicked in. Awful Aquarium out-cringe and outscale their opponents once more. They're not going to let Invul take this opportunity and actually pull away from the other 2 teams still fighting for
game of League of
seed number
Legends.
6. But
I don't know.